Hi there, my name's Les Hewitt. I'm in Townsville in North Queensland. Welcome to my first live for quite a few years now, so go easy on me. So this live is about people who are just starting to wake up to what's been going on around Australia and more importantly around the world, particularly in the last couple of years. We're talking about vaccines, we're talking about mandates, we're talking about a whole range of things, but for people who are just starting to wake up, this is a daunting time for them. A lot of people come to me and online and in the real world and suggest that that a lot of things that they're just starting to find out are so terrible that for people who have already woken up, they don't see that. They've moved past that. They've gone into deeper and further down a rabbit hole, conspiracy, whatever you want to call it. But people are where they are. And a lot of people online are really great to see online. They bring that information, and a lot of those people have evolved as well. And I follow a lot of those people. They give me a lot of information that they send it to me. But for people who are just waking up, they don't see that. It just goes over their head for a lot of it. This last week I've been watching what's going on in Victoria, and I suppose we all have, and it's terrible. We've got to a point in a country that we always regarded as free, and all the people who fought for our freedoms have either gone, or they're getting old, or they're still current. But we've moved into a new era, a new world. We're on digital, we're online now, and as I was referred to the other day as a digital warrior, there's a lot of us out there. The digital warriors are the people who looking and hunting for the truth. They find the truth and they share the truth. They share the truth globally. They get banned, they get harassed, they get told all the things, targeted by those that don't want the truth to get out. But those people are valuable, because when you're just starting to wake up, who do you trust? I've seen one guy, the real Ruckshan, he's been covering many hours of assembly in Victoria over the last couple of years, and he's now being targeted even by people who have woken up, are starting to question, whether they've woken up or not, but they're starting to question his credentials. Is he on, whose side is he on? Well, if you follow him, you'll understand that he's not on anyone's side. He's doing what the media globally should be doing, and that is reporting on the truth. Actually telling you what he sees in his eyes, and letting you, the people who are actually need to know, so you can make your own mind up. Where are we heading? What are we doing? Where we sit in the world, there's 30% of the world that are so far to the left that there's no way they would ever see anything any different. They would take it to the grave. There's a good 50, just over 50% that are fully woken up now, and they're trying and struggling to fight to find the way forward. And they're also trying to wake up those who need to be woken up, who are sitting on the fence and don't think that there's any real issue. Take a vaccine and it'll all go away. Take a vaccine and you'll be free again. Well, I think there was a lot of people in World War II thought that just getting on a train was just a train ride. Well, we've gone past that now. We are in a situation where people who are very high, who control the world, and from families that have always controlled the world, passed down, that they've decided to make a shift. And that shift is a total new world government. One currency, one government. I can only imagine that the people in politics around the world in free countries have been promised some sort of platform, a seat in the New World Order structure. Why else would they turn rubber bullets on people in the street who are innocent? People who are doing their human right to stand up and say, we want to be free. Those people are fighting. They stand on the front line and cop a bullet. I can't imagine that. I mean, I'm not a young fella anymore, and perhaps when I was a bit younger and a bit sillier, I'd jump in front of a bullet gladly. But now the question is that people are starting to ask, are they going to stand in front of a bullet for what? For what? To save a country that doesn't want to save itself? No, there's not how it is. There is good and there is evil. You're on the dark side or you're on the light side. If you're on the dark side, you're on the wrong fucking side of history. I would like to see many people stand up and in the streets. I'd like to think that there would be 1 million Victorians who walk from one end of the city to the other, straight to Parliament House and through the front door. I'd love to see that. It's not going to happen. I was so proud of the tradesmen who stood up the other day in Victoria. That's where I come from. I'm a tradesman. I was fortunate enough in life to step up, and I went as far as you could go without a university degree and tickled the toes for those on the other side of the glass ceiling and got a rebuttal back down the ladder a couple of rungs. Okay, I get it, but I got it. I understand it. I know what's happening. I can see what's happening. I've connected with people who also can see what's happening. We need to stand up as a free patriots around the world and unite as one people, as flesh and blood, fighting back on the totalitarianism government that wants to take over this world. Not on my watch. And I hope many of you out there feel the same way. But what can we do? Apart from standing in front of a rubber bullet, that's one way of doing it, I suppose. What else do you do? There's a lot of things happening in the world. I don't know if many of you are aware, but the Arizona audit that mainstream will tell you is nothing, was nothing, never was going to be anything, has actually uncovered a situation where the Republicans would have been voted in 5 times more votes than what Biden had allegedly got across the line. That they're calling out now for the entire states of America to be audited in the same way. I think this will happen because it's planned. It was the Republicans, the good guys, who started this many years ago, who asked Trump to stand in and be the president, who became elected and was the president, still is. And that we're now in a situation where he's shown the people. He's done what he said he was going to do in 1987. Lose everything, show the people, and rise up. And now he's going to rise. He is our last chance. Love him or hate him. 80 million people in America voted for him, and that is confirmed votes. And now we're about to find out how many more did. But why am I talking about Trump? Because Trump is the leader of the free world. Will be reinstated, I imagine, at some point, or re-elected. He is the leader of the free world. In 2016, the New World Order wanted to start moving on their plan to take over the world, and America was set in their sights. Other people knew what was going on and did things about it to stop that. They put Trump in. That didn't happen for them, and 4 years, 5, 6 years later, here we are, and Australia is now being chosen as the gateway. I thought Taiwan would have been invaded. Nope, they've decided to do it digitally and on the streets with rubber bullets in Australia. America's next. My friends on here, they send me information, they tell me. They know that it's coming. They're hoping to Christ that in Australia that we stop this here and now. I hope we do too. I really, really do. But I think when as people are waking up, I will say this: we are at war now. We are at a digital war. We could be shut down at any time just by turning off the internet. It doesn't serve their purpose at this point. They want to take over and have as least amount of resistance as possible. Try and convert everyone. How do you do that? You shut down the people who are doing the talking. People like me will eventually go away. We'll be shut down. People have got a lot of channels they watch. They broadcast on. They back up their information. They save it. One thing has been very interesting in the last week, though, is that the government trying to track down the people who are organising protests and things in Melbourne didn't actually have any more intel than what those that are on the right channels like Telegram that were organising things. So maybe they were there a minute or two quicker than I expected, but I don't think they knew much more. The other thing that's good is that there's no real leaders in all of that. The people themselves have just spur of the moment. This is what we're going to do. We'll have a general plan to go in a direction and put a couple of dates up and a couple of times and a location or 2 or 3, or just to confuse things, maybe 4 or 5. But at the end of the day, when people are on the ground, they start up their phone, they start broadcasting, and immediately you've got 4,000 people standing next to them. That is a fantastic situation. So I want to talk to you about that. There's some videos that are coming out now that of last week that I've been sharing, and other people are starting to share, that people, I think at the time, they weren't prepared to live broadcast, but they certainly took videos of it. Those videos are what the world is looking for. The world want to see those videos. They don't want to be, if there's 1 or 2 people who are broadcasting all the time, those people are giving that information. That's great if you trust them, and I do. But people who are general public, if they're starting to put out that information by saving a video and then uploading it later on, the world can see that it's not just 2 or 3, it's 1,000, it's 10,000 people. One of the things that a video came up this morning, a guy was really concerned about, and about 1,000 coppers were running in a direction, in half of them in marked cars, half in unmarked cars. He made a statement that he was that they're targeting people with holding their phone out taking videos. You go to JCar, I think for less than $60 you can buy a camera you can stick in your top pocket and Bluetooth it with your phone in your pocket. You can just walk around all day with the phone going, with it recording on its own device, or through Bluetooth to live. But I suggest strongly that people in Victoria or anywhere that you're going to a protest, get those cameras, because every time the police are shown to be using excessive force, where there was Guildford, I think it was, in Sydney, there was some guys that were jumped on by the police. They all threw them into jail. They were bailed without any objection from the police force, because the media was there and took the film and uploaded it. So they realised, oh well, they've been found out. If you are able to do the same, then people are found out. They're not going to come after you. They'll back down. They'll back away. I think that's important. There's a few things I wanted to say. I probably said a lot. So just on the vaccine, and I won't talk too much about this, because if I do, then straight away Facebook will just ban my video. But there are vaccines out there. There are mandates. There is a target that we all know in mainstream as these percentages, which change week to week, day to day. Lockdowns are promised, but they never come. The freedoms never come. Or you get a situation like we are in Queensland at the moment, where they've backed off because the focus is on Victoria and the bad people in Victoria at the moment. But Queenslanders are all being very good, so you can all have a couple of crumbs and go home, or sit down in a restaurant as long as you got your mask on before you sit down, or you're fine. But no, don't believe it for 1 second. This is just a rolling, moving situation of removing freedoms and getting people accustomed to doing what they're told when they're told, without question. quite interesting when you look at it in Australia. All the states have been targeted differently in different ways. The premiers are pretending to be in charge and just mouthing the directions. Victoria, it was quite interesting. They went after the alpha male, the tradesman. Actually, on a side note, I was really impressed, and I guess it's a trade background that does it for you, is when they're all nearly or standing in front of the parliament, and then someone clicks their finger and say, okay, we're going in this direction now, and everyone just ups and goes. It's like, wow, that's and these were not organised events. This was, I don't know how they managed to do that. But the end result, as you saw, they took the Westgate Bridge and marched to the centre of it. Why, geez, there'd be some sore legs even today, but very proud. Thank you very much, Victoria. Thank you very much. Proud to be a tradesman. Anyway, the mandates, I think there's the real fear that everyone has at the moment. People have been told that if they don't have the jab, they're not going to have a job. A lot of that's verbal. Some of that's starting to come out now as the deadlines come, particularly this week. I think the 30th is a big one. Some people will be losing their jobs. There is a lot of people out there doing some videos, and you can get in contact, and there's lawyers are all teaming up now, and things are starting to move. Class actions will come out. There's a court case on the 30th, which is pretty important for Sydney, against the mandates. But I think the main thing is that don't quit your job. Don't quit your job. That's what they want you to do. Don't resist. Don't say no, but don't say yes. Just extend this out as long as you can. You're stressed about it. You don't know. You haven't made a decision. You haven't, for whatever reason. Just try and delay this as long as you can. This is all unfolding. It will unfold through the courts if you can trust the courts. It's got to get to the High Court. When it gets to the High Court, it'll be constitutional challenges. The Constitution, the law is the law. You can't sidestep the Constitution. It's a matter of whether the people uphold their faith in the law. The people stand by the Constitution. For a lot of Australians, we wouldn't even know we had a Constitution. It's bizarre. It's a strange situation. But you think about it, since World War II is a long time. It's a couple of generations in there. So the generation coming through now, so yeah, I'm X generation. The baby boomers are still out there, and a lot of respect for the older generation. They were warning this when I was starting as an apprentice. They were warning about all these things that were going on. I remember when Whitlam was shown the door, and I think the damage was already done. Anyway, but we're not sure if I answered what I was saying there. No, I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, that's about it for now. I think if the comments are reasonable, and someone's got some questions and that, then I'll please do put them on the feed or send me a message. I will be happy to respond to those questions in whatever way I can. I'm not an expert on anything, but I'm just a normal guy like everyone else, trying to make a feed, keep the wolves from the door. Definitely a patriot. I hope we rise together, and we. That's one other thing to say, is that one thing that I came out during the week, I was a bit insulted by it actually. It was a map of Australia coming out saying, "Are you okay?" It's like your bloody jailer throwing you a fucking couple of crumbs on the floor and say, "Eat up," and "Oh, you'll be right now," and patting you on the back and then locking the gate. Just crazy. No, we are not okay. Reach out to your brothers and sisters. Reach out to everyone that you come across. Wave to people, open the door for someone, say hello, and it's okay to be who you are, and I am who I am. Support each other. Yeah, there's some people out there who online particularly, who are targeting. A lot of them are paid, I imagine. Either that or they're just really bad people that do it on their own bat. But I don't think that there's that many people out there. I think most people are genuine and good. The evil ones are on the payroll, or they're perpetrating the whole mess. So just do what I do, and if you look at someone and you just think to yourself, can I convert this person to the light side, and the answer is no, block them. If they give you the shits and won't see any reason, block them. You do not need your feed on Facebook or any other social platform full of negativity. You need positive. Find positive people that think similarly to you, around you, and support them, reach out to them, look after them. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. Thanks for watching, and let's hang in there together. Patriots fucking rule.